doesn't quite work if you don't do the exact syllables. Anyways, I love mermaids. Welcome back to another episode of... Welcome, everyone, to the depths of the ocean. That is just a gacha background, but who cares? Apologies that it took me a long time to set up. I keep forgetting to not only account for the time it takes to have this new microphone set up in the first place, but also the fact that when I had the old version of this audio interface, the table I was using was substantially larger than the one that I'm currently at now, which means that most of the time I was pushing around cables and business cards and a bunch of other stuff that's on this table because it's not just me using it now. So essentially, after years of my desk being the messiest part of the house, I cleaned it recently, but I can't use it. So that's fun. This is fine. Everything is fine. Because we got mermaids today. And if people have seen the description, by the way, if you haven't read it already, the whole joke of I love mermaids, because I think my guest for today didn't read that, but saw the notification on Discord that I was going live and said, "Oh, let me join. I like mermaids." So I replied, "Me too." But there you go. Welcome, Maya.
Hey, what notice are you talking about?
The notification, as in like the message notification that you would have seen my message.
No, you said something about me not reading something, and I was like, wait, what was I supposed to have read?
The description of this review.
Oh, I didn't know you write descriptions of the reviews.
This is one of the things that one of my pet peeves is just like, yeah, because I write something for every review description because before I go live, there's always the option to do that. I think only Josh has really seen them or really shows what's down there.
Oh my god.
Oh well, doesn't matter. Let's watch something about mermaids. It's not appearing on the screen. This is not good.
Oh no. I love Flower Pot reads your descriptions. I think Flower Pot has a name, but I don't remember Flower Pot's name.
Eli.
Yes, because it was Johnny, Eli, Josh, and the other one.
Yes, the very, very well-known and established squad of people specifically comprised of those four.
Okay. Just hear me out. Johnny and Eli, and then Josh is in every group. What was that sound?
That was the sound of the video that was supposed to play. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I tried to render a high quality version because the download that I use always gets like the second highest download quality possible as an optimal video, and this time the second highest was 360p. So I thought to, because Restream already downgrades the quality of videos that are being shown, I thought I would try and render the video separately in a higher resolution. Except that is currently not working, so I'm going to go back to the original file. There it is. There's the video. So yeah,
people. Do they all have the same eyes?
Yes, I think this is one of those holdovers from long running shows because that this group surprisingly started out as a lot of self-inserts from different friends, but they all made the eyes the same way, possibly because they were new to Gacha and didn't really want to be familiar with too much customization. It's also something that I dealt with Mutant Girl, because obviously in reality your eye shape doesn't change over the course of your life, so I just keep all of the eyes the same to the best of my ability, Geneva notwithstanding. Or Mr. Grayson, Sometimes I make mistakes. That's the point. I was just getting at there. But for the most part, yeah, because it's one of those things where it's like, if you have the realism here, you're not going to change the character's eyes midway through. And I'm so glad that we're out of the Gacha era where people would redesign characters with no actual in-universe explanation. People just act like they're the same person the whole way through.
Okay. But in the Mutant Girl, you can give people mutant traits, so I feel like you can change their eye shape if they become a mutant.
The point of the mutant girl is there's only very few mutants in the world, and they're discriminated against as a result of that. If everyone had mutant abilities and changed their eye shapes, that would be a little bit too much.
But the point of Felix was to give Agatha sight. So
got
probably
arrested
he
for
already
it.
figured out how to change eye shape. Because that, I feel like, should have been, like, step one. Hey, what if you, like, alter the eyes in different ways? Can you see then? No, but, like...
I mean,
feel like
in a
that's in
sense,
theory.
yes, because like part of what causes bad vision sometimes is the distance between like the refractive lens in your eyes and I think it's the retina at the back of your eye, and that does resize, and that's why people have sight issues when they get older or when they're younger. It depends on like how quick that process actually is. But yeah, that's and he technically did do that. Raina stopped wearing glasses after her stay with Felix.
So you could change the eye shape and argue you just went through eye surgery.
I suppose. I think there's a difference between like the eye shape or distance from retinas versus like the entire like makeup of the actual
fictional world. It's the same way that physics doesn't exist when you guys are editing, and I'm never going to let you live that down. Physics doesn't work like that.
What do you mean what do you mean by when we're editing?
Okay, I think it was Aiden's scene, but it was like during the season 2 Felix thing when the syringe decides to go flying, and that whole scene, like the physics just doesn't work.
That was a slow motion throw. I edited that scene, by the way, but yeah, like that's why it was a bit weird, because I was trying to go for a slow motion feel, which I guess is a bit difficult to convey in animation because yeah, come to think of it. Anyways, Jazz Pops is the thing we're watching today. Now, without further ado, on with the actual review. This is a great spot to eat.
In the middle of the road.
As evidenced by the fact that all our food is gone already. We finished. And great food, too. I should know. I finished my portion. And everyone else's. That blanket looks like a giant flattened ketchup packet. Specific, but I like it.
Oh my god.
I hope your love for it doesn't get butchered once you see Azuku in this episode's plot. Yeah, Eli did warn me about that. That's why I laid it so thick in the description, just as a reminder.
Like, as a reminder, friendly reminder, I really, 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 really like mermaids, by the
way. Exactly. And also because I've been watching lots of Once Upon a Witch Light, and while the jokes in there, one of the characters constantly says they love unicorns. It's in my head. Anyway.
Unicorns. I like unicorns.
I love unicorns. Yeah. Anyway. I know, right? I'm still hungry, though. Classic Earth Pop. Yeah, if you don't know, Maya, the joke is I say classic Earth Pop every time because Earth Pop is one of the only jazz pops that has an actual defined character trait, which is likes food.
Okay, wait. So we got the Winter Pop, the Earth Pop, the Rose Pop. What are the other three?
I always forget like the actual individual pop names.
I'm like, well, because I can see the leaf, so Earth, the snowflake for ice. I think that's a rose, but it could just be really poor quality and not a rose. I'm not really sure.
I think one of them might be Kitty Pop, but I've barely ever seen Kitty Pop de-transform. They did just recruit a bunch of new people. One person retired off screen, and
oh my god, the voice actor retired.
Not the voice actor.
Okay, but I feel like that's what would happen if these shows were voice acted. Oh, this character retired.
But I mean, I guess, considering it was not made by me, so I wouldn't just like immediately recast the person.
Yeah. No, they just retired.
Yeah.
Also, because you could do that with superheroes. It's a little harder to do with. Yeah, they just retired from school.
Yeah, I think that is what happened. So, yeah, there's one of the pops actually decided to take a break because of the last mission that they went on, like the whole seasonal arc, got very personal, and so decided to just go off. But then afterwards, even with a chance for a little bit of a more compact main cast, so we get a bit of a focus more so on each of them. 3 new ones join up. The
Oh.
pop groups are like the Hydra. The more heads you hack off, the more they clone themselves. Anyway,
Oh
the answer is Melody, Eagle, Earth, Winter, Sugar, and Rose. So
Oh
you're
my
right
god, so
about the
maybe
Winter
that is
and
a
Rose.
rose. That's
It
so odd.
just might be. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there we go. So we have Mary, Emmy, Emma, N, Sarah, and Rosalie.
I think
I'm sorry,
Rosalie is Rose. I got that one.
If we're going by the order that they're in, actually, which for the most part lines up with the alliteration of their civilian and pop names, then yeah, apart from N and Winter, are the only like outliers there.
Did we start in the top right for the pop names then?
I don't think so because Earth Pop is the one with the leaf, who I guess. Oh wait, no, maybe actually. Yeah, Melody Eagle. Yeah, that could be it actually. Just going that circle. Yeah. Very, very rare for actually I was gonna say very rare for someone in the West, but I just realized Australia's in the Southeast. Never mind. Of course you are. The water looks so nice. We should go for a swim in it a bit later. I missed that one. But also, what water? Where is the water?
Probably down the road. Follow the yellow brick road.
I suppose. I think Eagle Pop was on the yellow shirt, judging from my hair clip. Yeah, well, I do remember Eagle Pop being the one who wears yellow in pop form, which doesn't necessarily have to mean that she wears yellow in civilian form as well.
Okay, but the color, like, it's just
it's more likely
if you keep like the color associations.
The problem is it's also easier to identify them as the superheroes that they are. Although that did recently happen, so I guess they're a bit more relaxed now.
Oh, but it's like what is that one? There was like the red couple and the yellow, because it was the dance troupe. One of the dance pops, I think it was ballet pops, where you had the red girl who also had the red outfit off of the pops thing, and then the guy also wore red, and then they were a couple, and then that was very, very color coordinated.
I think that was Ballroom Pops that you're thinking of. Is the
Oh,
one that had
maybe.
like the TV competition?
Yeah, I called it ballet pops, but that's my bad.
Well, I mean, it's a very similar title. It has most of the same letters actually. So yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yes, Ballroom Pops. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Ballroom Pops because they had all the color, like...
Johnny's a lot
I
more
could tell
color
who people were.
coordinated than Eli for the most part.
Well, yeah, and it just means you can figure out who people are. Like, you can even make up in universe that they actually wear like color changing shirts. It's just too much effort to color change or whatever for the editing.
Shirts that show up as different colors but only on film.
Yeah.
Okay, if it weren't for the fact that they're on a TV show constantly, that would actually make sense.
Even better, the TV show just edits them.
So it shows up differently, but before the live broadcast goes out, they put it through an editor.
Yeah, like a screening of some sort.
Live broadcast. That's not how it works.
Hey, I don't know how to edit. We covered this months ago when you tried to teach me how to edit.
I do know how to edit, and I do know how to change the colors on different things. And it's very possible, but not live.
It's a 5-second delay.
5 seconds. Every single frame, there's like 6 different people frantically recoloring with digital paint.
Yeah, make a computer do it.
I mean, you know what? There's probably an AI for that somewhere.
I was like, I know how to program pictures and change the colors on that kind of stuff.
I
And if
suppose if you
it's
could
also
code something to,
pixels, it's just
well,
math.
yeah, I guess it would be if you were if you were broadcasting live in like in universe, of course. Like gacha images are by nature vector images, but yeah, pixel ones are actually in
Oh,
universe. Or they're
that's
supposed to be anyway.
interesting.
Like obviously, if you film them, they become pixel. But by their nature, like all the backgrounds are on the vector backgrounds, and the characters are framed
So
like that way.
3D
Yeah,
arrays instead of 2D arrays.
I suppose. Yeah. Mm.
I want to program again. This is making me want to re-download MATLAB, which is so dumb because MATLAB is awful, but it's so easy to edit pictures in MATLAB.
Fair enough. If you can program something that edits different like colors and stuff on on
That's
MATLAB.
so doable. So
Okay.
doable.
All
You
right.
just got to
Sounds
give me a color range and I'll be like, "Okay, great. This color turns to this color," and just like make it a full circle.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Oh, wow, I might set a scene your way. Then I realized that's completely and utterly redundant because Gacha has a color slider in the first place and a whole palette that's accessible. So
Yeah.
no point.
I don't know how to edit in Gacha though.
Actually, some people did complain about Gacha Club having a limited color palette and not like a slider, which has only been introduced in Gacha Life 2. And some people aren't using Gacha
Wait,
Life 2 yet.
was
So
Gacha
if someone's
Life?
using Gacha Club and wants a specific like color hue or something, maybe they could come your way. I know that Ghosty's looking for something excuse to use hex codes specific
I
to.
was gonna say, does Gacha use hex codes? Because I can like list off the hex codes. Love hex codes. A little bit too much, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, technically, Gacha Life 2 displays the hex codes of colors, but it doesn't have an option yet to input your own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
That sucks.
one of the many things that is apparently coming soon in the frequent updates that this game is receiving.
What is
All the
considered
stuff
frequent? Like every 5 years?
that it feels like it. There's a lot of complaints about Gacha Life 2 and how a lot of the things that were promised as part of updates have been delayed as a result of trying to incorporate other things that also weren't promised but were part of art contest submissions and a bunch of other stuff that they're adding a lot of like fine details when the bare essentials aren't completely finalized.
Oh, so it's like they're making it more complicated before actually making the simple stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why not everyone has switched yet. I only switched because I'm stubborn and like a challenge. Ballet pops only have one couple, Romeo and Juliet, and they aren't color coordinated. Yeah.
Oh, you must love that.
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely didn't just go through 2 entire episodes dedicated to specifically that couple. But weirdly enough, it was enough, and even though they are from their own ballet, they became the protagonists of Swan Lake, despite the fact there's a ballet called Odette in the cast lineup.
Oh my god!
Now,
Wait,
now
I knew that.
posed to
I
you the
knew the
possibility.
characters because
Yeah. Now I pose to you the possibility of a new character being introduced as a love interest for Odette. I don't know. Maybe they matched on on a dating app or something like that. That's why they don't know each
Wait,
other.
doesn't
Then
Odette end up with the Black Swan?
you'll have to ask the ballet expert in this regard. Or I don't believe that was the case. Doesn't ring a
I
bell.
just know in the Barbie movie that I'm pretty sure Odette ends up with somebody.
Well, okay, yes, she doesn't end up with somebody. That's called Black Swan being described in ballet.
Well, I'm pretty sure she ends up with a prince, as they always do. But in my
Yes.
head, I remember like a really cute scene of like the swans doing the heart thing. But I don't know if I made that up because I thought it'd be cute, or if that's an actual thing.
Well, to my knowledge, in Swan Lake, there's only one swan, so already I'm confused. I haven't actually seen the ballet. Eli, please respond to these questions. I need help here.
Hey, at least you know which character goes to which ballet.
Yes, exactly. I was familiar with both of those ballets before, which is why I was confused that Odette was not chosen as protagonist in this situation. But yeah, I don't know. You should. Oh, this cookie is nice. And conveniently, it's the person who has whose hand is being blocked by someone else's head, so you can't see the cookie. I guess if you're not going to do props in this case, then resourceful.
I like that. Yeah.
I do pose to you that I know that you know that the prop section of Gacha exists, unlike me back when I started making Mutant Girl. So honestly, you just like hold a cookie. I think there's definitely a cookie prop in Gacha Club.
Gacha Club has some random props, and then there are some that I'm looking for, and I'm like, why doesn't this exist?
Yeah, you do wonder with some of those. But yeah.
Okay, so she does end up with the prince, but I did definitely make up the swan picture in my head. Is what I'm vibing.
Or you found it from somewhere else, and because it's such a distant memory at this point, your brain is equating that to Swan Lake, even though it didn't come from there originally.
You're so smart. I actually said that first part early. Oh.
Oh, right. Okay. As in the first part, meaning like these things here. Yeah.
I was a little confused.
I was saying that the water looks nice and we should swim later.
Maybe it's on the other side of this like balcony thingy on the left, and that's actually like a platform to a diving board.
Potentially, yeah. My guess was actually it's where it's like behind the camera instead of behind the
Oh,
side.
that would make sense because the road
It's
juts
kind of
out
looking
on
off
both
in like that
sides.
direction, yeah. It could be beyond the horizon as well, but I'm gonna guess not because Rose or Rosalie, my apologies, is facing towards like the left and more to the front. So it's not like she's being blocked by the other pops in the way, so probably not. I miss having my sister in the jazz pop since she quit. Yeah, like I said, there was one that quit. Or was on a break, I'm not really sure. Same. The group isn't the same without her. You know, no offense to the 3 new people who are in the general vicinity right now. Yeah, it was nice having her in the jazz pops. Okay, I think I know where this is going. I think I've just worked this out. So, in the description of this video, it says, when the pops go on holiday, disaster strikes and the pops turn into mermaids. Who will come and save? Yeah, who will come and save them? Now, I didn't put that on because like it's a very short description, so I wasn't thinking like, yeah.
Oh, the one who left is gonna come and save them.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device commonly used for. That's just my guess right now. Also, apparently,
wait, go back to the original picture. The
original picture.
The one that you see before you play the YouTube video.
What?
I don't know what it's called.
Oh, you mean the thumbnail?
Yeah.
Okay. I can load that up.
Because there was, I think there was more than 6 mermaids on the thumbnail.
Okay, let me just check this here.
I might be insane, or I can't count. Actually, we learned last week that I can't count.
Yeah, this is true. Okay, here we go. Here's the thumbnail. It's the resolution is a bit off when you actually download it, but it's cropped from the actual video. Unlike sometimes.
Wait, wasn't there a mermaid in the top right?
Oh, hold on. No, I think. Sorry, hold on. I know what you're referring to. Give me a second. Give me a second. So you're referencing the version where there is a mermaid in the top right. That mermaid, of course. It's loading. It's loading. That mermaid was me.
Oh,
You know how I
whoopsies.
like put myself in the thumbnail for every video? Yeah.
Well, usually you're on top of mermaids. Or like not mermaids, but like usually you put yourself in front of something.
Yeah. Well, I see. I tend to put myself in front of something if like it's getting if there's no room on screen, or
Mm.
if I'm or if there's room but would be too small otherwise. Yeah. So original thumbnail does not feature, although it does actually feature Celeste, one of the the Star Tribe. So interesting. What are we then? Hidden Pops? One of the new. Yeah. The seventh hidden mermaid. It was me. I come to the rescue in this episode. If this was written by Johnny, that would have to be a possibility because he put me in a bunch of videos before. Sorry, Celestia. Celestia is the
Celestia.
ship. Yeah, you're right.
Oh my
Celestia, but
god.
Celeste is the ship. Yeah. Okay.
Celestia like the alicorn?
I was gonna say like Aphmau's
You
dog.
haven't Oh, wait. You haven't
No. I promised that I was gonna watch it after I finished My Street 5 years later. I've got one more year. I'm biding my
It's been so long.
It has. My Street 5 years later will become a 5-year undertaking. Nearly. Not quite, actually. Just before.
Was My Street really not on for 5 years? I
Nope,
definitely
no, it
felt like
wasn't.
I watched My Street for 5 years.
Well, it was almost 5 years because it started on November 3rd, 2015, and the last lots of Aphmau's role plays and it was actually Phoenix Drop Days, which concluded in December of 2019, I think. The thing is that my reviews were coming out like later on, so they've they bled a bit into 2020, I think. Okay, back to this. I agree. But she did join the Disco Pops. Oh, okay, I guess that wasn't one who...
So she didn't retire.
No, I guess not. Although I was fairly certain that one of them did. Oh, okay. No, I've messed that up because I thought one of them left because of personal reasons from like the Jazz Pops and decided to like take essentially the equivalent of a mental health break because honestly, last season did do a number on them, but maybe not. Maybe there's needed a change of air.
Did it do a number on you or just them?
Oh, what the actual character, she went through quite a lot because there was a whole like suspicion of a traitor going on, and she was not only framed as the person who most likely be the traitor, but also gaslit by a demonic version of herself to think that she might be the traitor to some extent as well.
Oh my god, that drama.
Oh yeah, season 2 of Jazz Pops was pretty intense.
Season 2s seem to be intense.
I guess when you look at the examples that we know, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe that's just where everyone like raises the stakes. I bet Clamai is going to go in that direction as well. Considering how season 1 ended, season 2 is definitely going to have to carry on with the aftermath of that in some way. Clamai, Cryptic Lands of Magica and Earthera. That's what I call it, Clamai. That's a very long title.
Do send me a link. I have no idea what you're trying to say.
I'll tell you what, I think I've got the image saved. There we go. There we go. I made this. Cryptic Lands of Magica and Earthera.
Oh, okay. What the hell is Earthera?
Well, it's one of the two realms. It's essentially the Earth equivalent, and Magica is the magical dimension.
So we're going like Was it called Demon Tales or something?
I don't know. You'd have to ask KW because she's the one who created it.
Nah, the Mouse show that I'm blanking on the name of because I can never
Oh,
finish it
Minor
because I get
Demons.
too bored. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, maybe now that you have been on and off new meds, maybe now might be the time that you would get less bored from Minor Demons.
Yeah. Nah, I doubt it. I was bored of that when it came out the first time, and I'm pretty sure that was a while ago.
It was a while ago, which is my point exactly. You've only recently understood the reason why you have such a poor attention span.
Oh, no, no, no. I mean, like, I was young enough that I was still the target audience.
Honestly, for Minor Demons, that's a good question. Who was the target audience? Because
No idea.
I mean, it was kind of like framed in a similar way to like the other Aphmau roleplays at the time, but the humor and the themes in Minor Demons definitely lean towards much more of an older audience.
Oh, wait. I do remember watching episode 1 and being like, oh, hey, this is kind of funny. Why is it funny now? Why is it funny?
Implying that my shit wasn't funny before, how dare you?
No, that Minor Demons wasn't funny before.
Before episode 1.
I had watched like half of it when it was coming out.
Oh, and then you resumed it later and you found it funnier. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we got there. We got there.
We're not very good at communication, apparently. You would think after what, like 5 years, we'd be better at this?
Yeah, apparently. Normally, I'm the one who understands what everyone else means before the other people do. Like, whenever Aiden and BB have an argument, I'm the one who's trying to explain what point the other one's actually trying to make so they don't repeat themselves for 20 minutes.
That's so true. I'll listen to Aiden and I'll listen to BB, and then I'll just be completely lost because I'm like, one is saying one thing and one is saying another thing, and they sound like they're having two different arguments sometimes. And I'm like, what is the point of this conversation?
The thing is that neither of them give each other enough context to know what the other one is trying to say, really. So I have to like dig a little bit, and then it's like, okay, guys, this is what's going on now.
You're just like, I'll figure this out. I'll resolve.
Yeah. It's kind of like that one episode of iCarly where Sam and Freddie are dating but they're having a bunch of arguments, so they like bring Carly on a date with them so that every time they have an argument Carly can disband it.
I did not watch that episode. I was a Victoria kid. Victoria? Victorious? Whatever.
Victorious.
Yeah. Well, like,
I
because
was
her
both, but
name
mostly
is
iconic.
Victoria. But, like,
Well, yeah.
that always confused me. I'm like, the words are way too close.
Well, that's kind of the point, because you see the logo in Victorious, and the word Tory is like it's highlighted because it's Victorious as the pun of her, I suppose.
Oh.
Yeah. Doesn't work in the Spanish dub, but they kept the name.
Like, doesn't quite work.
Yeah, which honestly they could have done. They could have said like Victoriosa and then still keep the Tory part. That would still fit in there, but I guess they didn't think of that at the time.
What is it called in Spanish?
It's just called Victorious with a Spanish accent, Victorious. That's it.
Okay.
The thing, there's very few Nickelodeon shows that actually got a translation of the title. I mean, they got dubs, but they didn't get like iCarly was iCarly.
That's awful.
My cousin really likes that. He didn't live, but he studied
That's
Spanish, and he
awful.
finds that really funny. Okay. Johnny really wanted to use her after the jazz pops. And that's the kind of thing I didn't really use her that much anyway. That's kind of like if Aiden took Mrs. Dysart from the mutant girl, but just kept her in on the sidelines. I mean, she was signed for a little bit because she was, she wasn't like a huge she just wasn't like a powerful character or anything. But he still made sure to keep her in because he was that adamant about Mrs. Dysart still having a role to some extent somewhere in Gacha. He just loves Mrs. Dysart existing and being relevant, and wasn't a fan of the idea that, oh yeah, well, they're moving to a different school, so they would have new teaching staff.
Hey,
What if Mrs. Dysart transfers schools coincidentally? It's like, yeah, when have I ever made something that convenient apart from in the pitch meeting?
my seventh grade science teacher was also a bunch of my friends' 10th grade chem teacher because halfway through the year he got moved to the high school. So it does happen.
I know that there is actually one there's one maths teacher that I had in secondary school when I went to sixth form. The maths teacher actually also transferred. I didn't have any classes with him because I wasn't taking maths at that time. But yeah, so I guess out of like the entire list, but out of every teacher that they would have had, for it to be specifically Mrs. Dysart for no apparent reason, you would think no, there's
Nah, I think it should be done. I think Mrs. Dysart
well,
should
it's
get a
too late
promotion.
now.
Okay, she can get a promotion halfway through the year.
It's not like moving up in the world because you're taking like a higher grade. That's not how teaching works.
Nah, make her the principal
of a different school.
Yeah, it's the same school district. That's how that works. I'm serious.
Honestly,
one of my friends' moms went
Mrs.
from
Dysart as
teacher.
a principal would be a terrible idea.
No, I think that is a brilliant idea. That school would be so fun.
I mean, I don't know. Also, it's too late anyway because Mrs. Dysart has a spin-off now. She's been transferred to a different school entirely. So, across,
that sucks.
But the reason, of course, is because she wanted to be closer to, Alana and Adam and all that gang. So, yeah.
Nah, that sucks. That still sucks.
She's got her own series now. She's living the dream. She got promoted in. Maybe got promoted as a teacher. Got promoted as a character to protagonist status. That's an upgrade.
It just doesn't seem like it fits.
Admittedly, I have said before that I do have some issue with like the format of the Mrs. Dysart series, and I can say that confidently as well. The main writers for it, but yeah, like I.
Oh my god! What if? Who was Mrs. Dysart's kid again?
Sophia
does some like fallen angel like BS and then ages up and hear me out. And then moves back to she's like, oh my god, my mom is too eccentric for me. I'm going back to where I used to live because all my friends are there or whatever. I don't really know. Ends up going back to and then decides to go to school with Morwenna. And then the whole time they're like, you seem so familiar, but we have no idea why. And she plays that up for as long as possible.
So let me review this idea for a second. so you're saying that Sophia ages up and then decides to head back home, still mentally 5, of course, because that's how aging up would work. So it's gonna go back and live with her dad because
she goes to like some fallen angel like separate dimension. I don't really remember how fallen angels works. And then just time moves
the force of evil. You're thinking of Star Wars: The Force of Evil. Completely different show.
I've never seen Star Wars: The Forces of Evil.
Okay. Well,
no, I've seen the one scene at the very end.
Okay.
With the lesbians, and then that's it.
The what?
With the lesbians.
Okay. Right. moving on from that. Okay. Oh god, I just realized I can watch that now. It's on Disney Plus, I think. Maybe.
Oh my god, is it?
I don't know. It's a Disney show, isn't it?
I have no idea. Let me.
I would have thought so. I've been trying to navigate Disney Plus as like, okay, I have this, myriad of content that I have been deprived of or I have not seen in years. Where do I start? Maybe after I
Found it.
finish the app. Oh, it is on there. Okay, you know what? Maybe after I finish the Owl House, because I'm really into that right now. Right, what was I saying before? So
All
yes,
four
Star Wars Evil,
seasons.
there's like a Star Wars Evil, there's like a dimension somewhere where time actually goes significantly faster. So
I just know that people have called me a princess bubblegum, and I have no idea what they mean, or
that's
something like
Adventure
that.
Time.
Oh. I haven't seen that one either.
Okay. Right. Anyway, so go back to this idea. So, so Sophia, mentally 5, but physically like what was it be like 14 or something?
15. Yeah.
Even worse. Okay, so then decides to return, because she wants to be near her friends,
Mhm.
who are all 5, and she is now physically 15.
Yeah.
So naturally, of course, she is not placed in a school with her friends. She instead transfers to Mowena's school,
Mhm.
probably introduces herself with her actual name because I, and then they just don't seem
No,
to.
because she is a smart 5-year-old who realizes that if she introduces herself with her actual name, there are going to be some problems and she's going to end up in a lab. Because how did a 5-year-old become 15?
How did a 5-year-old, manage to get through high school classes as well?
You don't need to pass the classes. The teachers move you on in America. They
Okay,
don't care. They just don't want you in their class next year.
all right, but oh god, okay. This sounds
Sorry,
like a
welcome to the
mess.
American school system.
Okay, just throwing this idea out into the open here. How how about instead, if there's going to be a show that is focused on Sophia, if this were her spin-off or something, why not just have her return to live with her dad and just to see her old
He's
friends
a
and not
dad?
yes,
Oh, I didn't
it
think
takes
I
two
didn't
to
think Mrs.
tango.
Dysart ever like I figured Mrs. Dysart was just like I don't know. The kid just appeared.
The kid disappear. What?
The kid just appeared.
Well, she wouldn't be a Mrs. Dysart then.
Yeah, she's Mrs. Dysart. Like MISS. Wait, I was
No.
about to spell Mississippi.
So even worse. No, she is Mrs. Dysart. MRS.
Oh.
That is always what she has been.
Wait, so then why does she live there and the dad live back with the other peoples?
Because they're divorced.
Then how is she Mrs.?
Because even if you're divorced, you still can actually keep the Mrs. title. Like my nan, for example, was still Mrs. last name until yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. I know my mom got called Mrs. my dad's last name for a while, but like that was
Yeah,
also
I
just
think you
because it's
can
really
choose to.
awkward to like correct all of your students in like January. Hey, my name is not this anymore.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is true. Yeah, I do remember one of my chemistry teachers actually got married like during the summer holidays, I think. So people were still used to calling her by her maiden name, and then by the time she taught me, it was like, okay, yeah, she's just Mrs. Whatever. But yeah, Maya speaks facts. My brain is hurting. Okay,
Those seem contradictory.
they certainly do. So anyway, if we were to do a show about Sophia, there's no point aging her up. So just
The point was to have a mini Mrs. Dysart as a student.
okay, but honest, I mean,
Oh
yeah,
wait, just age Mrs. Dysart down.
That's even worse. That is even worse. Actually, is it? You know, that's an interesting question, but I'm not doing either of these ideas, so it doesn't really matter. But it's, I guess, it's interesting to ponder. I wonder what Twitter thinks. Ever had a teacher that went with Miss and changed
Yes.
to Miss because they got married? I had that issue twice. Yes.
Yes.
That the chemistry teacher I mentioned before. Yeah. Okay. We're on the first
Multiple
seat.
teachers.
Okay. Who knows? We might save each other in the future. That would be cool. Foreshadowing is a narrative device, which. What about giving her a niece? She has a niece. That's the reason.
Isn't that a Helen or Lana? One of the two?
It's Alana.
Okay.
Confusing because Helen looks like Mrs. Dysart, but Alana. Way, so yeah, that's why.
Foreshadowing.
Okay, so I see what you saw there because I thought foreshadowing to what? Alana's took me a second.
Yeah, Alana's gonna. It's foreshadowing because Mrs. Dysart is actually gay.
But then that wouldn't affect anything with like her niece, right?
Nah, but the fact that her niece and her niece's girlfriend, and her niece's girlfriend is the one that looks like her, and her niece's girlfriend gives such gay vibes means Mrs. Dysart has to be gay, obviously. You see the logic, right?
I can brain hurting part of KW's conversation. I will say, you know, since Alana and Helen, you know, are together now in the series, and you know, if they were to stay together, and if they were to have kids, that would make the kids like a second generation kid with two mums.
Wait, who has two moms, Helen or Alana?
Alana does.
Okay, I didn't know Alana had alive parents.
We watched all of Fallen season 1.
Yeah, but I remember Alana getting stabbed in front of her. Wait, no. I remember somebody getting stabbed in front of Alana, and I just thought, okay,
that was her uncle. That was her uncle. There's like a whole episode 3 is Alana's back going up.
Usually the main characters don't have parents.
Okay. I guess that is part of like the gacha subversion as well. Again, a common trope back when Mutant Girl started. Not so
common
much
in anime too.
Yeah.
I did think Alana was Peter Parker. Yes. We're gonna go with that.
The reason that the reason that Aiden has a lot of as his main characters be all adults is the fact that he can then, well, I guess until that's even before just character specific. I was going to say like not every character in every Aiden series, but most characters in Aiden series are adults because that way it doesn't deal with parents.
What about a Cherub's Tale?
Cherub's Tale. Well, I mean, because angels, the way that they are reincarnated well, they're not reincarnated because it's not really flesh, I suppose, but they're reanimated in child form when they grow up. When they're trained, then there are also no parents.
Yeah, but I just feel like at least for the cherub girl, whose name I can't remember.
Estella.
Like, Estella? Yeah. But, like, she had that one mentor that was definitely giving parent vibes. So it's kind of like, I feel like in Cherub's Tale, there are parents.
Well, there's, I guess there's parent figures. And to be fair, like in every Aiden show, there's like a parent figure of some kind. You could say that in Four Angels, Diogenes would kind of fill that role, or Mrs. Dysart, for that matter, when she does join. So yeah, there's always like mental figures around.
I know you didn't think Dionysus. I mean, I know you didn't say Dionysus, but I definitely heard Dionysus, and now I'm a little lost because I'm like, wait, when did Dionysus get introduced to Fallen Angels?
If Dionysus was part of Fallen Angels' main cast, the show would be rigged. Do angels grow old though? Or is it just they're stuck as adults? There's no end for them as they die by angel weapon or something. It is like that.
I think that was an either or, and the answer was it is like that.
Yeah, it's like the second one. it's also how the Greek gods work. They get to the moment of their they grow up to the moment of their physical prime, and they stay like that forever. Anyway, well, I'm going to go into the water now, despite the fact that I said I was going to do that later. If anyone wants to come with me, feel free. The pups are having a picnic near a beach. Of course, they didn't invite me. Why would they? You're their enemy. Why would you even expect them to invite you? Yeah, I heard it too. I'm trying to short Might send me something in private chat, by the way, stream, just in case that was confusing.
Okay, it's just inappropriate. Oh my god, Peter Johnson?
Yes, exactly. Peter Johnson, of course.
Peter Johnson, welcome to camp.
I have said before that that Helen Mort was as a character archetype was inspired by Nico D'Angelo.
And guess what day it is, guys?
Is it Nico D'Angelo's birthday or something?
No, it's Tuesday, and every day at Tuesday at 9, a new episode of Percy Jackson comes out.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I just remembered it's Tuesday.
Fair enough. Yeah. I watched that show with my brother, so whenever he's next free, we'll end up watching it, so it won't really matter in the end. That's the reason I got Disney Plus originally, so that we could both watch that show together.
It's so good.
I mean, yeah. Just giving herself a reason to attack them randomly. She doesn't need one, though. She's in the Star Tribe. She's been doing this for 2 seasons now. She doesn't need a reason. She can just do that.
Wait, it's the last episode today?
I guess that does make sense. There isn't much of book 1 that is left.
I don't care. I want book 2.
I thought they would have got like at least one more out of it, really, if you would think, but yeah. I don't know.
Wait for season 2. Is there going to be a season 2? There better be a season 2. I
highly doubt that I'm pretty sure they plan to do all of them anyway. But at the same time, I highly doubt that they would go through all this trouble and then not do.
It says that season 2 is not yet confirmed.
That's interesting because I thought they
could pull the plug, and Disney likes to pull the plug. Why does Disney always pull the plug?
That's weird, actually. Because I thought I saw something about them planning those things. Oh well, I don't know.
It was Screen Rant. I don't know if that's a sourceable source, but it was from 2 days ago.
For the most part, I think that they seem to be fairly accurate, so from what I know. I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. You know, like watch Percy Jackson, people, get those ratings up so that they renew it for a second season. Don't make them be like AFMAO and cancel it because of poor viewership. Not that it has that. I haven't actually checked, but just in case, that's what they're worried about. Maya's checking the ratings right now.
More than 26 million viewers watching the premiere episode in its first 3 weeks. Is that good?
By today's TV numbers, absolutely.
Amazing.
So yeah, I think we're going to be fine. However, I do have a plan. When the pups step into the water, they will turn into mermaids. I just came up with this plan right now, and I have not prepared anything. So it's going to take a while for the potion to take effect. Okay, I will also disclose that apparently this episode was mostly written by Eli's friends Mary and Caitlin, it seems. And yes, I'm aware of how random this episode is. In hindsight, I probably should have done a total script rewrite, but judging it on the last episode, I think they both wouldn't like it. This is back at the time of the non-confrontational era of the pops, where the people who had like episodes pitched to them, so Eli and Johnny more specifically, didn't really like to enforce changes because people were very sensitive about like their particular ideas. Even though you think, considering that this is a very simplistic Gacha series, You could just make your own if you wanted to do pop adventures, but what do I know?
Clearly nothing. One would always assume that.
And no, I have not. I've not purposely. Why would I purposely ignore your ask to be a guest, KW? Last I saw of you was talking about guests and stuff. Was saying that you were still resting your voice. All right, fine. Get on in here then. Jeez, I'll send it to you. It's like Bon. The guy misses one message. Was it down? Okay. And then the pups will be mine. I mean, they will be mermaids, and I cannot catch them. But in theory, they will be mine. Hi, KW.
Hello! And yes, I was resting my voice so I could talk to Junior, but Junior had to go to dinner. So I was like, you know what? I'll just join Junior's Butter Stream to pass the time. I don't need to write anymore today because I did long hours of writing! Long hours of writing!
That doesn't sound like resting the voice at all.
No, it really does not. You're projecting.
Remember, kids, to take your meds so you will sound 100 times better.
Or drink water when you've been streaming for an hour and have barely gone through the first scene of a video.
Oopsies.
Yeah. Yeah. We're talking about a lot of things, including Klamai, actually. That was a topic from earlier.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What about it?
Yeah. Mai didn't know what it was, so I was like briefly. I think that's like an example of like season 2 is like getting more intense. I said, oh, the Klamai season 2 is going to definitely have to be more intense based on what happened afterwards. And then Mai was like, what is Klamai? So I showed her the logo, and that was basically, yeah.
Yes, season 2 is coming out soon, guys. Woo! Just saying.
Yeah. I haven't said what the actual thing was that happened at the end of season
1. No, spoilers, you had to avoid those.
Don't worry, she'll put. I was going to say normally she would probably forget, but again, she's been working on that recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to rewatch Fallen Angels and Klamai with you.
Yeah.
Wait, what's Klamai again?
Oh my goodness,
Oh
we
my
just
God.
went over. Okay, never mind. I take it all back. It's getting worse.
It's my series that it's not bad, but it could have got better. It needs more improvement, so.
Okay, but I feel like in every series, there is almost always room for improvement, but like.
Especially the first season.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, it's a series about magical things.
Yes.
It was the magical realm and the earthial realm.
Yes. Sort of. Magica and Earthia, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which
yeah,
I just
the My Inner Demons vibe.
Well, not really. Most of the people in that series are residents to Earthera or have been there for some time. So it's not really like a case of it's not really like the reverse isekai that My Inner Demons.
God, reverse isekai, yes.
Later. Let's go swimming now. I mean,
oh my God, I love how they're color coded.
We talked about this as well, didn't we? About how that probably lines up. Like, this is where you have to say, like, oh yeah, are you going like realistic or are you going with anime rules? Where anime rules would be
rules.
Yeah. This is one of the most constant and never-ending arguments that Aiden and I will have about like how much to color code specific clothes of characters, or whether or not it's going to be better or worse for branding to have characters like evolve and change versus like being shown together, even though we don't use the character design.
Oh yeah, because he's like one of those where you have to use the same color palette or whatever for your character, no matter what sort of ordeal.
In a sense, I remember someone comparing early Fallen Angels designs to the Power Rangers at one point. I can't remember who
God.
that was, but someone said that. This is going to be so much fun. Wait, Mary, no! You're on a collision course with Rosalie there. You gotta move. Why not? Because you just
Oh
ate.
my! Oh!
I guess
No.
it's pretty instantaneous. I can see the tails already. They've been transformed.
Oh yeah, you can actually see that, but still, what was that? What was that transformation?
I mean, it was very abrupt. Although now that it's settled in, I'm kind of curious as to how this effect was pulled off. Because water fists is something I've been grappling with for a long time, actually, and how best to do them. The way that I do them now is I have like two separate background layers, one of which is not fully complete, and the and is just like faded over, so it looks like they're with a certain part of the character there, and they're on the water. And when I was kind of masking, I kind of refine that process. But yeah, this is like one image as well. Or maybe it's...
I'm thinking that they have 4 levels.
Yeah.
Where you have the same image as 1 and 3.
Yeah.
The 2 characters in the water as the second one, and the 4 characters on the land as the fourth one.
Maybe. And normally I'd be tempted to say, yeah, that's probably it. But then I remember that a lot of these a lot of people's first time gacha series, or ones that have or ones that look like this specifically, tend to only use 1, maybe 2 layers if you're lucky. So
alternative,
yeah,
they colored over the tails in blue in post-production.
Or I guess they might have like erased the parts underneath with like lower the opacity. Eli, if you want to weigh in on this conversation at some point, we are setting this up for you, just kind of stalling for time.
Oh hey, Silver the Hedgehog.
Okay, here we go. I cropped out part of the background and matched up as like an overlay. Oh, so you did do... it's the same method that I did. It's just cropped. The reason it kind of like... I thought it was not that, because when I did it, I didn't crop the background because it was like a huge body of water. So I just had like the overlay for the entire thing. In season 3, episode 1 of Musing That's what I did. So yeah, I didn't... And now that you say that, I actually can see a little bit of like where the background is cropped and slightly moved further down now that you say that, but... I mean, yeah, that's pretty impressive. Also, hi to Silver. Sorry that we got sidetracked.
Into
the
yes,
stream.
you. Hello. And yes, I know Silver the Hedgehog. I know my Sonic lore, right?
I mean, I wouldn't consider myself proficient in Sonic lore, but even I know who Silver is.
Okay, yeah, everyone should know Silver, but why? Don't tell me you don't. Why? Have you not heard of Silver the Hedgehog?
I got Sonic, Knuckles, and the pink one. Oh, and the yellow thing that flies.
Tails! 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 It's the two-tailed fox! And the pink one is Amy! Who is a hedgehog!
Hey, I know Knuckles.
Do you know the main bad guy who Sonic always fights, at least?
Was he the Egghead?
Well, he gets called that in one of the series. His actual name is Eggman, but yeah.
Oh. Well, he looks like an egg.
That's
the whole point!
So I think I got that one. He looks like an egg. I can figure that one out.
He used to be called Dr. Robotnik because
oh my god, wait, I do remember that. I remember Dr. Robotic.
Robotnik.
Dr. Ivo Robotnik has a 300 IQ and yet doesn't know how to defeat Sonic the Hedgehog.
Was that wait, when was
I tell you who didn't have a 300 IQ? The people who decided to name him Robotnik in the first place. I think they said, Robotnik, because, it's kind of like robots. Except for the fact the word robot comes from the word Robotnik, which I think is Czech for slave. So I think that's why they changed it.
Ah, you're learning every day.
I don't have any hard evidence for that. It's just a theory, but at the same time, it's a fairly solid one.
Theory.
Stop.
It's definitely a game theory in this case because of Sonic.
Yeah. But I mean, if you think about it, though, if that were the case, it still kind of makes sense because technically, if you remember in like some of the comics and original story, he makes like the animal creatures into robots, slaves.
Oh, I have definitely read the comics for sure, of course.
I read most of the comics, but
I didn't know there were comics for Sonic the Hedgehog.
You did not. Oh.
Okay, KW, that should not shock you. She said Sonic Knuckles, the pink one, the thing that flies, the yellow thing that flies. It shouldn't shock you.
I knew they were yellow.
And flies.
Yeah. I knew they could fly. I feel like that is good enough.
Wait, speech sure the yellow one, the little fluctuated here has a profile picture of Tails.
This is true.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that profile picture, that's the yellow thing that flies right there. Looks more orange in this visual, but it kind of varies.
Oh!
Silver is the best Sonic character.
We haven't ranked the Sonic characters.
Fox.
No one was ranking them here.
He is a fox.
I thought it was a fox.
Yes.
Tails is actually... Yeah, you're right. Tails is a fox.
Wait, Tails is not a hedgehog?
Nope.
No!
And neither is Knuckles, for that matter. Just in case you were wondering.
I definitely thought Knuckles was also a hedgehog.
His full name is Knuckles the Echidna.
I don't know what an
Who protects
echidna
the Master Emerald?
Echidnas. Oh, they look kind of like porcupines.
Kind of, which in turn look a bit like hedgehogs, which is most likely why it was chosen.
Oh my god, wait! I forgot that hedgehogs look like that. I can't... Okay, look, when I think of a hedgehog, I picture Sonic.
Okay, yeah.
I don't picture the actual animal.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I picture a really fast ball rolling like this, trying to catch coins.
I mean, hedgehogs do roll into balls. That part's at least accurate. They don't catch coins, though. Or rings, in this case, because it's rings in the Sonic games, not coins. That's Mario.
Oh.
And he collects the Chaos Emeralds to go and defeat Eggman, depending on what game you play.
I don't know. I played like you had 3 lanes, and there were a bunch of gold things, and you had to run through the gold things.
They're called rings.
You're describing like most 3D Sonic games now.
I played it on my phone in like elementary school, so that was
Sonic Dash.
a decade ago.
You're playing Sonic Dash.
Yeah.
Tails is pretty much my favorite character of the main 3. My favorite character is Shadow the Hedgehog. Then in second, Silver. And then Rouge.
Okay. All right then.
Which I bet Wayne doesn't know any of those characters.
I don't really have a favorite Sonic character, I don't think.
My favorite's Knuckles, he's red.
I guess.
Very much so.
Maybe I have to say Sticks, because everything she says makes me do a spit take.
Oh my god, yes, Sticks! The
like
Badger!
STYX or STICK?
I actually don't know how it's spelled.
STICK, Sticks.
Oh, just like normally. Okay, fine. For some reason I'm thinking like Sticks is in like the river Styx. I don't know why.
I'm also like, it would be cooler. I feel like that's more like a name.
Yes, because I think the river Styx was actually named after a creature called Styx. I think that was wherever that came from. Either that or there's a river spirit called Styx that goes with it. Whichever way it might work. Okay, so it is like a bit of a variation. So there we go.
I guess it just depends because I saw the way it's spelled with like a stick, like a wood piece of stick. But then there are times where if you're watching with subtitles, it will spell something else entirely, like spelled differently. I mean,
yeah, that tends to happen. Okay, in the meantime, I gotta say, I started playing with VFX this episode, and okay, I'm more excited about this now actually because when I think of like VFX in this type of gacha, where you see like that, like where it's essentially what I like to call like the primitive version of gacha, of gacha production, where a lot of them look like this. It's like all landscape shots most of the time. The facial expressions don't vary up too much. The characters are mostly static. That kind of gacha editing. When I hear people do like actually start to veer into VFX, that's pretty curious. So yeah, we'll see. And obviously, I've seen where that journey has taken you because I've seen ballet pops. But yeah, nice to see where it started, kind of.
Oh, is this old?
Right. Yeah, this was from 2021.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
October 17th, 2021 specifically.
Huh.
Yeah, there's a lot of the jazz pops have been around for quite some time. Anyway, what? Guys, we can't go into the water. We just ate. We have to wait for an hour. What did you say? I said don't go into the water. Okay, I didn't really hear that, but oh well. I mean, oh, they've been enchanted. Okay. No, sis, don't jump. Okay, so apparently she saw that the water was enchanted somehow, but she was charmed not to say specifically. But now the question is, when she stopped, she only stopped one of them from going in at the same time as two of the others jumped in themselves, meaning that she wouldn't have known beforehand what was going to happen. And there's no indication that this water is charmed anyway. We didn't see Celestia charm it in any sort of capacity, or put a spell on it, or dump a potion. One of them might have actually happened.
Maybe she can sense it.
Leaves cutely. How does someone leave cutely? Just like...
Oh my god. Clip that. Someone clip that. Make it a short.
Oh, I'm doomed. But anyway, yeah, this is where I'm guessing this was an issue with like the two of the two writers whose names were Mary and Caitlin. Oh, almost Mary Kate. That was close. Yeah, so Mary and Caitlin, I think might have again, if they're not frequent writers, they probably wouldn't have caught on to that idea. But this is where I think a little bit of the visual editing might have come in handy. Maybe not changing their words necessarily, but we get like an in-between scene, between like the one with Celestia establishing her plan and flimsy motivation. We get like an in-between scene where she actually sets this up, and maybe Earth Pop sees in the distance or something like that. And then that's why when we get to this scene here, where they're talking about going swimming, Earth Pop is already in panic mode, thinking like, oh no, what's going to happen here? And then says like, wait, don't go in. And then we start with this process. So we have some reason to know what's going on.
Earth does kind of have senses of danger before it happens. So you're telling me...
All is that fine?
I said maybe they could sense it.
Yeah, but I'm just going to say, does that mean Earth Pop has Earth sense? Like, why Earth Pop senses are tingly?
Well, I mean, this is coming from the water, so you would think that wouldn't apply in this situation if that were the case. Maybe it's kind of like Bardock's gut feeling in Dragon Ball Minus. The superior version, for sure. Help! I tried warning you guys.
Wait,
Sorry,
maybe she could see the tail.
Loud. Okay, it was the wind. I thought Celestia had like put a spell on her so she wouldn't like wrap them out or something. Okay. I guess the
Maybe
wind was blowing, but we didn't have any indication there was wind at all.
Wait, but is it Grass Pop can see that they're mermaids? Like she can see the
Grass
tails? Oh, I forget. I had to.
Earth Pop. And
Earth Pop.
well, like, I guess they can all see. None of them were facing in that direction earlier, so they wouldn't have known them beforehand.
Except for Earth Pop.
Yeah. Then again, you would think that the Kitty Pop and Rose Pop would have said something, or Winter Pop, I guess. Sorry, Winter Pop and Rose Pop would have said something when they realized, what's going on? Why is Earth Pop shouting? Oh my goodness, I have a tail. Yeah, better warn the others about this. Or at least, convey some sort of panic. But no, they just kind of like stood there. Well, I guess floated there for a bit, not really minding their own business. But yeah, I should have some indication there was wind. Maybe with like the hair effects would have been a simple Gacha Club edit. I don't know. So how do we turn back? I don't know. Maybe Celeste has some information. Oh, okay, they're gone. Bye.
Bye.
I don't remember making the episode, but if I remember, Mary and Caitlin wanted to make an episode and just kept asking and asking. Again, I can understand that, and to be fair, that is a very standard like industry thing where you'll get one episode of a TV show that's written by one writer or writers, and then it will like alternate between different episodes, or there'll be different combinations. That's a standard procedure most of the time because of script demands and such, so they kind of have to do that way. But at the same time, there's usually someone who, I guess, would be in charge of like oversight. So I would have to make a few changes, based on either continuity or I don't know, trying to like trim down the actual scripts to, I guess, the TV running time, whatever they might actually do. Confer with the FCC, whatever the situation might be. So there's always somebody coordinating that process. That's where you get like terms like head writer, for example. And in this case, the head writer would have been you. So again, even if you didn't want to, edit their content too much, there would have been like other ways maybe to subtly, add to what exists there already. Sort of like how one time I agreed to take one of my friend's songs that she'd written, and when I was doing my revision parodies back in 2016, and make it into a song. But the thing is, it was it was kind of like a bit of it was a very basic song, and I was like, well, we need something to. It's a bit more catchy. It was like it's like deciduous, high rainfall, deciduous, the seasonal variation. Like you could sort of like gleam it, but there's not really. And she didn't really give me a rhythm or anything, so I had like a few lines in between where I came in with like different rap verses, and I also made like a chorus myself, and just kind of like try to fill in those gaps essentially. And but did it turn out okay? Depends. I wasn't taking that subject, so I don't really know for sure. That's why I got her to write it. Well, girls, time to start our new lives under the sea. I just want to be swimming in the sea. Meanwhile, they're like, where'd they go? You just hear from like the bottom, from the ocean layer, like just muffled with the sounds of water. Okay. I sure hope so, because now they're gone. What dragged them down? Did something drag them down? We did.
It looked more like up. It more like up.
They didn't see them. There's no struggle to like bring them down. They just decide to like. It's like, oh, someone's pulling my tail now. Okay, down I go. Beep 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 beep. I know what happened. Yay! Oh, I don't have the button set up yet. Dang it!
Aw.
Yay! She's back. Who comes to the rescue? There you go. Epic foreshadowing. Whoa! When did you get here? Celeste teleported me in.
Got so much
You know, mere seconds after the transformation took place, I was teleported in. And I was also briefed in those same mere seconds on the situation. And I was taken away from whatever I was doing at the time, of course.
Who is Celeste again?
That's the spaceship the Majesty lives on.
Oh. The spaceship is sentient?
Yep. That wasn't really made clear in the episode that we watched. That's Celeste gets more lines in other installments. Anyway, so what happened? Celestia, who again is the Star Tribe member, not the spaceship, put a spell on the water to turn them into mermaids. When she did that is anyone's guess, because they were all watching the water beforehand. Celestia got the idea, didn't show up there, and apparently did a spell long distance. Okay.
Yep. Talent.
If anyone watching this, he would have like thrown a chair at this point. And yeah, Celeste is the sentient AI program Majesty spaceship. Yeah, it's not the spaceship itself, it's the computer that runs it, kind of. Then something dragged them down, but I'm not sure what. I know what happened. I'm not sure what happened. So, should we investigate?
No.
Yes, let's go. Wait. No! They all turned to mermaids instantly. They forgot.
Like, that's what I'm picturing.
And then like Earthhop is like standing over them. It's like, yep, now look what you got. Now you've got tails. Now I'm the only person here who's like, and then a wave comes up, like, brushes her feet, then suddenly she like falls over with her tail. Okay then. Just watch out for the spell water. Oh, sure, I'll be careful. Make sure I don't get wet then when I'm looking around. What am I supposed to do in this situation?
Just let me shoot all over again.
Is part of the water not under the spell? Is she going to do a Moses power or something to split the sea so that she can investigate?
Most definitely.
I know that I said that Elon's experimented with VFX, but I get the impression that might be a little bit out of a wheel park at this point. Whoops, forgot about that. She walked in after she said that, turned around, looked her dead in the eyes, transformed in front of her face and said, whoops, I forgot about that. You're a liar.
Dumb ways to die.
So many dumb ways to die.
Turn into a mermaid and look at your best friend in the eye. Now N disappeared. Quick, let's get Majesty. Throw her in too. We'll finally get rid of her. She's been a mermaid before, canonically, Majesty. Can none of them... Oh, wait, they're being pulled down. Never mind. They're being pulled down by something. Remarkably neutral expressions for someone who's being pulled down against their will into the bottom of the ocean.
See why I hate this episode?
Says Eli. Yeah, I'm starting to see it. Slowly but surely. I can imagine her simply freeze the water to investigate. Yeah, then she just touches it and then I don't know. So the pups keep falling into our trap, do they? Seriously, how did you fall for that? And why am I not a mermaid?
And why are you able to breathe underwater?
You see, about that, the thing is... Wait, how can I... Celestia? What are you doing here? I still can't believe you fell for the trap and also transformed off screen. You were not in your pop forms before. What happened? Maybe your sister had the right idea, ego. Everyone was like, what? We can't hear you. We're underwater. I said... Let us go. Never. Our friends will come and save us. I mean, if they do, they'll get turned into mermaids too, but yeah, sure. Why would your sister come if you didn't listen to her in the first place? I think this is referring back to when L-Pop was suspected of being the traitor and no one listened to her trying to prove her innocence. I think that's what that's meant to be here.
I see.
Okay, interesting music change. I think I've heard this track before from an Eli video. Because I know my sister better than you. I just know she's going to save me. You don't even know that she knows you're in danger right now. It's a pure coincidence that you happen to be that Celeste happened to teleport her around. That's you weren't there for that. You didn't witness that at all, did you? So,
right.
Yeah. So I don't think that's this is dramatic irony here. Majesty, help! What's the problem, ladies? Well, we were on the beach and we were getting ready to go into the water. Then we went onto the beach, but when our friends went into the water, they turned into mermaids. And they got dragged underwater by something. Or someone. Oh no, ladies, that can't be good. I will send you both back down in protection suits to save the others. That way the spell won't get you and you won't turn into a mermaid. See, here's the thing right now. It seems that the pops have just been... I mean, they've been trapped, but for the most part, if you go for enter from a surprise point when Celestia's distracted, you should really preserve all of your pop powers, right? They're just been turned into mermaids. They've never lost their powers, I don't think. In fact, I believe there's a Soup Pops episode where they get turned to mermaids that I never got to, where they actually... But yeah, they still have their abilities. They still perform a song underwater as well, which ignore the fact that sound wouldn't travel. If Mermaid Melody gets away with it, then that's fine by me. My sister will rescue us. I just know it. Then it comes to her relaxing at home with the final pop, just instead of the others are goners. I mean, that would have been interesting, but no. Good luck, both of you. Nice, Majesty. Now let's go save our friends. Wait, get the suits first. Yeah, no, take the suits. You've not received the... Where are the suits? Okay, I guess those are the suits now. Your heads are exposed! How is that going to protect you?
I have questions.
And yes, dear viewers, there are in fact a few options for headgear that would protect them in this case, like fish bowls or like astronaut helmets. those do exist, and those are very much present in Gacha Club. So yeah.
I can confirm this.
And you can still see the people's faces. I guess the issue there would have been like the hair, but you know, if I had to, you know, immerse myself in mermaid, you know, converting potion waters, I wouldn't worry too much about what my hair looked like at that particular point. I just put the helmet on and stopped complaining. I don't know why I didn't add those. Oh, so it wasn't like specified that by Mary and Caitlin that this was how the script would go. Okay, fair enough. Are you ready? Of course, let's go. Also, if they don't have like any headgear or anything, and they're not going to be affected by the mermaid spell, can they even breathe underwater? I guess we're about to find out. If they drown, then Jazz Pops can't be defeated. That's what they say before they transform usually. I don't know why they're saying it now. Okay. Actually, you know what? I've mentioned this already, but I think this is one of the first times that keyframes were used in a Jazz Pops video. Which again, I'm also like to see. Like, I know I should have commented on that when the mermaids were being pulled down and such, but yeah, like this is what I mean. Like small details after being you know being used to the simple styles of the series up until now. Very much in favor of that. Yes, it was nice. Now, what am I going to do with you, Pops? You're doing nothing to them, Celestia. I like how they're like a little bit like further up in the ocean.
Yeah.
Almost looking a bit down. Not quite. Again, head rotations were a thing in Gacha Club, but still. Yeah, let our friends go. Why? They never listen to your Earth.
That's true.
They misheard me. There was allegedly wind. Also, going to correct my mistake here. That Eagle's sister, I guess, would be Earth in this case, not L. And I misspoke earlier. That's why there's not dramatic irony in this case, but it definitely is a case of like, hold on. So also, like, you're telling me that Celestia could hear over the wind from further away, but the actual Pops in the moment couldn't, unless Celestia also conjured magical wind to try and gaslight Earth into believing no one heard her, and also to protect the plan and get the most Pops that she possibly could, or something. I try and come up with reasons that some of things could work in universe, but it doesn't always work. I can't always. Even the creator doesn't know. Okay. Yeah, we did mishear her. What was that? I said we did mishear her.
Oh my god.
Please, Celestia, just let us go.
She's a villain!
I am a villain trying to destroy you, but since you said please.
Since you said please, of course.
For the last time, never! Wait, I have an idea. Are you trying to negotiate with me? That's not how this works. Make sensitive with my voice, and then you can go and free them. and while this is happening, you just see like a ray like just zoom from like below, and just like while she's still whispering the plan, just blows up. That's what I would do in this situation. Why would you allow your enemies to make a plan whispering while you're just standing there? I like how Earth Pop is like swimming up and down a little bit. I must say I did that a bit for Musical season 3, and then I got tired after one scene of bobbing up and down.
Which is totally fair.
Good plan. Yeah. Celestia, watch out! Why are you warning me? None of this makes sense. That was nowhere near me. I'm here. What is it? Hold on. You just said her dizzy with your voice, but you fired the dizzy spell with. Now, I've not played much D&D, but I'm aware of what verbal components mean. Just a heads up there. Huh? Oh no, I guess because I am dizzy, I don't maintain a spell that I cast earlier that works automatically, I'm sure. Cast you too! I will get you one day! She starts like firing random like blasts all over the place, but it misses everyone. Now quick guys, let's zoom up. Did Earthpop get rid of the force field, or was that... Hold on. I have to see this again. Okay, so she was deactivating the force field from outside. Okay. Which I guess already she just became dizzy, but Earthpop was already in position. But okay, sure. Fine. Whatever. I'm not even gonna ask anymore.
Right.
Thanks for saving us, guys. And apparently just exiting the water cures us of the effects of the potion. Which means we could have left the water before we got time.
Of course. Always.
They better at least be affected by the mermaid curse at some point, so they grow a tail now. At least. Because they haven't solved anything right now.
H2O just add water?
Yes!
It's also Mermaid Melody. God, I hate the fact that Mermaid Melody never got an English dub. Because honestly, I think you two would have enjoyed it.
Cleo, the car sensation! Oh no!
Okay, but which was your favorite? Because I kind of have a bias.
I like Ricky a lot.
Yes!
Yes! Team Ricky!
Yes, absolutely.
Why is that your bias?
Well, because Ricky's just cool. Emma was
That's not
like...
a bias then, that's just a regular opinion.
No, it's a... Oh. Oh. I don't know how to explain this. Like, it's a bias. I don't know how to explain this.
A bias means that something about like you yourself is swaying you towards a certain opinion.
Bias the noun.
Yourself.
It's
that's
like
the act of being biased or something. That's
bias is kind of like your favorite character in a way.
Yeah.
So hold on. So you're asking who your favorite character is, but you're saying that you have a bias, which means a favorite character, but it means you have a favorite character for your favorite character. That's the way you describe that just now.
Your bias is the character whose side you will always take. Because they're obviously the superior character.
It's like your soulmate or something like that.
Okay, fine. That feels like a different matter altogether, but sure.
It is. That's what I'm like. I don't know. It's like not biased and like you have a bias against something. It is, or for something. It is like, who is your bias?
See, Eli gets it. Flower Pot. Oh, sort of like bias that came up? Yes.
Yes.
Look, if you hadn't said favorite character first, and then you said who's your bias, then fine. That would have, at least, I could have got that.
Okay, I asked who your favorite character was, and then I was like, because I definitely have a bias, was what I was thinking. Because I know who my bias is in that show.
Okay.
It's like interchangeable almost. At least with regards to TV shows.
In this specific situation, it is. If your favorite character happens to be the antagonist, you're probably not going to take their side in anything. You just might
Well,
just
I was
enjoy
just
the
trying to
screen.
figure out how to explain it.
Okay, moving on. Thanks for saving us, guys. And sorry we misheard you, Emma. What? The wind is still blowing. Is this little light of mine? I'm gonna let it shine.
That's what I think.
It's okay. At least you're safe now.
Here is a division of bias. I'll it again.
Having bias in this one first time. I got it before. Like as soon as you. A single Batman with an idol group. In fact, you must think about it as more or less think about it as a synonym for favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're
who
not
is
like
your-
siding with the villains, but yeah.
Who is your BTS bias?
V.
Damn,
Oh,
I
so
don't
you
have
guys
one.
do,
I
like,
don't actually
Austin
follow
Metal.
BTS. I actually don't like BTS, but that's okay.
Ooh.
I think Maya was doing that thing you're doing in like dictionaries where they gave an example of for the word used in a sentence.
Wait, who's your bias? Wait. Who's your favorite K-pop group?
Sorry, who are we asking right now?
My.
I have a lot, but I of the popular ones, I'd probably have to go like Blackpink,
Okay, who's your bias in Blackpink?
Jisoo, obviously.
Of course you're a Jisoo fan. I can see you as a Jisoo fan.
It's like it means as much as Zodiacs. You realize that's like it's basically
Oh,
just
yeah.
another form of Zodiac.
Honestly, I think it means a bit more than Zodiac. There's something tangible there.
Yeah.
Like I know that the different idols and bands present themselves in a certain way, which can lie with people's personalities. So yeah, it actually does say something about an actual person. Whereas if someone
Okay.
says to me like, "Oh, you sound like a Capricorn," or "You sound like an Aquarius," it's like, cool, thanks.
Okay. So finally, the trial run. Jacob, who is your bias in My Street?
Nekoet. I think this has been long established.
My bias is Lena with Stray Kids. Yeah, Stray Kids! Let's go!
Oh, love Stray Kids. Actually, my sister loves Stray Kids more than me, but that's okay.
Actually, fun fact, Jacob, I already know this, but the intro for Ponies, the series that I created on YouTube, it's a K-pop song by TXT.
Which one?
It's
Loser Lover or whatever it was called.
Yes, Loser Lover. Yeah.
Okay.
There's so many shows we to show Maya after like Four Angels for Maya and Ponies.
Yes.
Just adding to the list now.
I think I started Ponies once.
Well, then you should have remembered the song. Maybe you did. It's entirely possible. I might have shown you like the first episode. I'm going to show you again. I'm going to see if you remember.
Answer is probably not.
Oh well.
But the answer is
Okay.
always probably not.
All right. You saved the day again, and at least you tried warning us. I like how in this episode is Earth Pop who saves them underwater.
That makes perfect sense, obviously.
Now, after all that, I'm getting kind of hungry. Everyone, classic Earth Pop.
Jeez.
Okay, but
Anyone-
why is this little light of mine? But like country?
It's
No,
royalty-free version.
Yeah, royalty.
Anyone want
I
some
think it
ice
might be
cream?
swung. Am I crazy?
I don't know. Me. Ooh, yum. Count me
Oh,
in.
I can hear it. Oh. Why did you have to bring
You only
that up?
just got that right. I brought it up ages ago, like at the first couple.
Yeah, I definitely didn't. I brought up that it was swung, because that is definitely swung.
Yeah. All right. Okay, that's enough of that. All right.
Wow.
So, pros and cons. I mean, wow, we managed to make a 2-hour stream out of mostly talking about other things that weren't related to the topic at hand. So yeah, apologies for that for people
Oopsies.
watching the VOD. I just wanted to see a review of the video. Where did Elle go after she said Celestia put a spell in the water? I can't remember. So see, so I guess I was kind of wrong there. She didn't really come to the rescue per se. She just kind of got teleported in. Even though, if you think about it, they went to get information from Celeste right after, so Celeste could have just told them the information. And Majesty, by extension, because they also went to tell Majesty. So they're going to go to the ship anyway. They might as well get the information from one person rather than having to teleport someone from across the world, because bear in mind, they just go pop live in a different country. So get someone from across the world to come in to just tell them something and not actively take part in the rescue mission.
Right.
So I guess when I said I'll pop games to the rescue, I was kind of wrong. But I wish I had been right, because that at least would have been an event or a reason for the foreshadowing of her coming back. Because otherwise, the conversation of them is like saying, "Oh, I miss Elle right now." It's like, well, no one was. What? Where did that come from? Then again, I am a big fan of having conversations have segues from each other. So I guess there is that. I do remember. I remember there's one. Sometimes it can be used for comedy. Sometimes, because I remember one issue of Witch, where they're in one of the main girls' houses, and they just like they've made tea for each other. They've just got their powers recently, so they don't really quite know each other all that well. But they're in the house having tea. There's a whole panel where they just like take a sip, one where they put it down, and then one of them just goes, "What is Kandrakar?"
Wow.
It's one of the only times that the scenes do not flow together. I remember reading through the script and I was very surprised when Elle was just suddenly there, but I didn't change anything or people would be upset at me. Yeah, again, I have heard about this. I think the solution, if that were to happen again, not that it would, because I think you've definitely evolved from this point, is to add certain things that in between those scenes. That usually goes down well. I guess it's kind of how I see like remakes, essentially, because I was very keen when the remakes of Mutant Girl started that I would not be changing the script, as KW found out, and therefore sped up a video 1.5 times. Dialogue again, even though the better version would have been a better viewership experience, and most other reactions were already 30 minutes. But I digress.
Well, okay, there's a reason why. That video was recorded later in the day, because earlier I recorded a different video.
Okay,
and
fine.
And my voice was starting to hurt because I was still in recovery from the illness. And so I had to do this quick. Otherwise, I'm going to be coughing a lot and everything, and I have to restart the whole entire video. So that was...
Okay, fair enough. If you ever have to do, if you ever do have to speed up the videos again, just in case, not that I recommend it, but if you do, I suggest speeding up the original one just to get it over with.
I probably will from now on if I have time limit or something like that.
Okay, but yeah, in any case, the originals and remakes have the same scripts, but when I was doing the remake of episodes 4 and 5, I actually added a scene to it because it was a deleted scene from the original video that was supposed to be there. That I can kind of describe as like, like both the original and the remake are still canon because the script's exactly the same. But you just, in one version, you just get more scenes that you didn't see before. I guess it's sort of similar. So everything that Mary and Caitlin would have written down still would have happened, but you just have the connective tissue in between to sort of make it flow a bit. That being said, I'm not sure that the whole L thing could have been salvaged. It was set up and foreshadowed, but definitely but definitely did not have a satisfying conclusion based on the fact that she just vanished and just didn't really do anything of significance. Do I prefer episode 3 or 4? Well, episode 4 is Mermaids, so.
Wow. Just wow.
Dare I say, I'm a little biased.
Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, again, these two episodes are sort of similar. You know, one of them, the villain has to actually try to prove themselves in some sort of way. It feels like they need to, so they go on a plan by themselves, and then turn the pops into a specific thing, and then afterwards turn on back. In that episode, I think episode 3, you know, jokes aside, probably is better structured because the villain has the motivation. We see the plan be acted out. We see the setup for it. We actually see how the pops get infected. We see them taking advantage of the fact that the identities of jazz pops are known now for the first time, tricks them, and then into eating ice cream, which I guess they probably not been. They haven't gone off ice cream because they clearly wanted to get to the end of this episode, and then they see them having to actually, you know, race against the clock to try and like get a solution before get the word out to Majesty before the feline apotheosis takes over. So in that situation, yeah, all of those reasons. In this one, Celeste doesn't get invited, which she would never have done so anyway. She says she's going to put a spell on the pool. We don't see it happen. There's supposed to be wind. There wasn't. The only thing that I think is better in this episode than episode 3, of course, was the VFX. That was I can see the beginnings there, and admittedly, you know, they are just like small portions, you know, like one like just having a bit of the water. Some of the time, like the transition between one and the other, you can see where it happens. And also, I'm not sure why they have transitions in the first place because they should have been like appear and disappear, so you line them up with the screenshots rather than having them transition. But maybe that's an editing software thing. But again, at least they existed, and we saw them get keyframed. I mean, I guess when you're underwater, the keyframes are much simpler because you had to deal with walking cycles. Actually, now that I think about it, if someone wants to practice keyframes, doesn't want to have to deal with the hassle of walking cycles, maybe underwater swimming scenes might be the way to go. Especially if it's mermaid swimming scenes, because then you can just use the tail and say that that's moving rather than having to move the arms. So,
yeah. I don't really have much to say either. I just say, I mean, it was interesting with the mermaid's magic or whatever. I think that was a pretty interesting idea, but could have done a lot better. That's really pretty much it with my pro and cons. I guess I don't know what else to say. Wait a minute, Jacob was actually frozen.
Yeah.
Oh, he was.
I was like, huh.
Yeah, no, I
was like, he's making a funny face.
Yeah, I was like looking at him, like, why does he still have that face? And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
yeah. As you can see why I hate the episode now. I forgot what I was saying. I had my hotspot on and my phone died. Any pros about Elle coming back this episode? Nope, not really.
Yeah, we can see why, Flower, but no worries, no worries.
Yeah, but seeing the VFX for the first time was a pleasant surprise. That I was genuinely not expecting. I came into this thinking that it was going to be an absolute travesty, even though I said I was being optimistic in the description as a joke. But yeah, like at least there were a few things in here that made me think, oh, okay, this was not as bad as I thought it was going to be, which I much prefer as an outcome for Gacha review than getting my hopes about something and then finding it is way worse than I anticipated.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. So yeah, before I lose connection again, I guess we're gonna show Maya some ponies off stream right now. So so yeah, please either like or dislike because your opinion matters. I've done this already. And on that note, until next time.